Hello and welcome to the Celebration Machine. But for today's podcast, it's going to be called Frankly Speaking with me, Frank the Alien. Don't panic, don't freak out, relax. Eat one of those gummies you humans like so much, or maybe have a beer even though it's terrible for you. But really, I just want you to relax and listen to the things I have to say. I took over Pete's body. It's weird to see his lips moving and me just sitting here still. I also took his orange jacket because turns out I like the color orange and I didn't want to appear in my naked self, even though I'm not upset or ashamed of it. There's no such thing as body shaming where I come from. But I figured, it's hard enough to see an extraterrestrial, let alone an extraterrestrial's testicles. A little humor for you. Just thought I'd throw that in there because I heard you Earthlings like laughing, especially these Canadians. My God, they love laughing. Anyway, our ship landed in the field the other night, and we observed Pete and his family, and they're a bunch of sweethearts. We like them very much. That's why we landed here, because we thought, we're picking up some pretty strong signals, and we can feel the people that are going to be more accepting of us and our visit, our upcoming visit. So get the popcorn ready, kids, because it's going to be fun. Anyway, so we were flying over the farm and we felt the good signals, the good vibrations, the high frequencies, and we said, yeah, let's drop down here. Well, the first thing that happened is we met our first human dog. Yes, that's right. Me and my friends, this is our first time here. We're sort of like a scout team coming to check out locations, kind of like in your Hollywood movies. People come and they look for locations to film stuff. Well, we were looking at locations to set up camp so we can introduce ourselves and just sort of get to know you and feel you out. The grand plan is to appear over the seas and over the water and just be far away because some of you guys are not going to be too happy to see us, And I hear there's some countries that are going to try and attack us and shoot rockets at us and all kinds of stuff. And your weaponry is going to do nothing. And I just want to tell you that because it's a waste of time. So we're going to chill out over the water and we're just going to kind of wait for everybody to calm the hell down. Forgive me if I swear. It's fun. It's like a kid with a new toy. We don't speak, and it's just fun to actually watch this guy move his lips and I can take over his body if I wanted to. I could make him stand up and pull his pants down, but I wouldn't do that because he's a really nice guy and I don't want to embarrass him. Okay, but it's just fun to use human words and especially the swear words. We are a little immature, even though we're superior beings in every way, shape, or form. But still fun to say swear words. Okay. So, anyways, back to what happened. We landed on the farm. It was a beautiful night. It was cold, but that's okay. Felt good on our skin. And the first thing we encountered was a human dog. And thankfully, our research indicated that Winnie Louise is a very sweet pup. God bless her, she's not super smart, but she is very sweet. And she came up and she barked at first, but then we did our alien stuff and we got into her little peanut brain and we let her know we were friendly and we were not treats or toys because we read her little brain and she wanted to chew on us. And because she's a golden retriever, she's not super smart, but God, she's so full of love. And love is an incredible thing. We don't really feel that. So to feel that, especially coming from her, was quite overwhelming. It was powerful. And so this furry dog came up to us and she peed on the spaceship right away. Super not cool, but whatever. We give her a pass on that. And we started communicating with her. And she said, "You better not try and hurt my family." And we said, "We're not here to hurt your family. We're here because your family seem to be really cool people that'll accept us and help us with this whole Earth integration thing. And she said, "Okay, because I don't know how to fight and I don't know to do much, but I'll bite you and I'll bite you." And I said, "Okay, Winnie Louise, that's your name, right?" And she said, "I think so. They say that at me all the time. I think that's my name." And we said, "Okay, Winnie Louise, would you like a space bone?" And she said, "What's a space bone?" And we just pulled out this piece of stick that we'd found. It was just a regular stick. Found it on another place that we landed. And we gave it to her, and oh my God, she was so excited. And she said, "Is this a real space bone from space?" And we said, "Yep, It sure is, Winnie Louise. So how about you lie down and just chew on that bone for a minute? So she did, and she loved it, and she was all happy. Well, we decided it was time to meet Petey Boy here, and we went over to the shop, and he was in there tinkering, and we had a little bit of a mental conversation first, and it appeared to him like he was having a thought like, hey, geez, wouldn't it be cool to actually meet a real space alien? And imagine if I didn't freak out, if I stayed really calm, and we just talked, and it would be really cool, and nobody got hurt. And he thought that it was him having these thoughts, but it was actually us putting those thoughts in his head. Not to scare you. We're not going to make you do dumb stuff. Like I said, if we wanted to, we could make you do all kinds of crazy stuff. But you guys seem to do that on your own with no prompting. So we're here to help you sort things out, not mess things up. You know what I mean? I was going to say the F word, but it still feels weird to say it, even though I can say it. I'm an alien. I'm from another place. I'm from the super far away place. Like, we know a lot of languages. We met a lot of people, but all of us in space, we like to joke around and say the F word a lot, because it's fun. Like, we just think it's hilarious where you're like, you just use it for everything. Like, you stub your toe or whatever and you say, fuck. And then you're like, fuck, that's a good cup of coffee, and then you're like, baby, I wanna, you know what I mean? So anyways, I shouldn't have said the F word. I don't know if Pete, I mean, he only has like 136 or 138 subscribers and probably nobody's even gonna watch this. But, if there's a kid watching this, they might be all excited and I don't want to give them the wrong first impression. So anyways, I went into the shop and I said, hey, Pete, how you doing? My name's Frank. And he was super cool, and he was like, oh, right on, you guys finally showed up. Holy crap, man. Like, things are wild. The States, they're out of control. Price of living is nuts, and people are freaking out, and we're having a really hard time down here, man. It's about time. Holy shit, we've been waiting forever. I was like, I know. Sorry. You're gonna have to wait a little while longer. We're feeling things out, and we're just kind of hooking up with people that we think can make our presence a little easier to absorb, And he's like, yeah, cool. Do you guys drink coffee? You want a coffee? And I was like, no, we don't drink or eat. We don't do any of that stuff. But if you want to have a coffee, where we hang out, that's cool. So he's like, yeah, man, I'll have a coffee. I always like, my favorite thing is coffee with my wife because I don't party anymore. Pete, he talks a lot, man. He doesn't. Once he gets going, my God, he doesn't stop. I haven't known him a long time, but oh my Lord, that kid likes to talk. But anyways, good fella, good heart. So he got a coffee and we sat in the garage and we talked. And I just said, listen, man, and I want to start going on different podcasts and stuff, but I want to start off with ones with not a whole lot of subscribers, no offense, because we just want to lightly, softly sort of interject into your society, And people aren't going to believe it anyway. They're going to think you're just a guy with a grappling dummy and an alien mask on it in his basement doing a video, because he didn't have a guest for that day. But the reality is this is really happening. I am an alien named Frank, and I'm here to tell you that we're coming, and it's going to be awesome, and not to freak the fuck out. Sorry, I said the F word again. And Pete was just like, yeah, man, no, that's great. Like, totally. That's why I created the podcast. I celebrate everything, including, you guys, aliens. I think it's a great thing, and we've been waiting a long time. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, that I really think that you're coming, but it makes a lot of sense. And I was like, cool, that's why we're here. We knew all that about you because we can read frequencies, and you were just, vibing to our frequency, and we landed and we met Winnie Louise, and she peed on the spaceship, but we gave her a stick and told her it was a space bone, and she's chewing on it and having a good time. And we hear your wife's pretty amazing too, and we read her frequencies, and she's great, and the kids are great, and you guys are just, set up in the perfect way to host us and maybe let us hang out a little while. And Pete was like, yeah, man, absolutely. Listen, I don't have a guest for Sunday. I do this podcast and release it every Sunday. Do you think it'd be cool if you guys, if you, Frank, if you went on and just talked to people? Is that something you'd be interested in? And Pete didn't realize that I actually had put that whole plan in his head. And, I just let him think it was his idea. And I was like, yeah, no, hey, that's awesome, man. That's a great idea. I think that's awesome. So, yeah, well, come on and say some stuff. So So that's how we ended up here. And long story short, as Pete likes to say, my name's Frank, and I'm part of an advanced scout force that's here to meet people that want to basically be part of the first contact experience. And I just wanted to tell you that there's nothing to worry about. Like, you guys are the most terrifying thing in the galaxy, if we're going to be honest here. I mean, a lot of us look pretty crazy and scary, but we're way past this whole war thing and violence and self-hatred and pity and all this stuff. And, you guys forget that you're eternal beings made of light and pure consciousness. And it just breaks our heart to see you staring at yourselves in the mirror filled with regret and pain, and you suffer and you're just so unhappy all the time when there's amazing things to go out and do on this planet. So, number one, don't freak out. We're coming. We're coming. I promise you we're coming. Number two, all these psychopaths, bless their hearts, that are running your world right now that you, for whatever reason, listen to, they're on their way out, okay? They're going to be gone. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Just know that change is coming. There might be some hard times. You're going to have to work together, and you're going to have to share resources, maybe. It's not going to be like the movies. We're not coming down with lasers, blasting everything and taking over and doing to you what some people on this planet did to other cultures, put them in a spot and say, hey, that's where you're going to live. We're not going to do that to you, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to show up. We're going to let you know what your true history is, okay? Because you don't know your true history. And we're going to tell you a couple of secrets that are going to make you really excited. And we're going to actually introduce you to technology that's been on your planet for like 50 years that these idiot leaders, sorry, I'm supposed to be neutral, that your leadership has decided you weren't capable of handling, which is, as we say in space, complete bullshit, okay? Because we know for a fact that you guys can handle it, okay? You'd figure it out. But anyways, it's been a long time coming. You're gonna learn a lot about yourselves, about your true history, about where you can go as a species, and you're gonna really enjoy it. So don't freak out, okay? Good times are coming. Better times are ahead. We're really excited. We may come back and talk to you again, but this is just our soft entry on this poor bastard's podcast, Petey. God, we love him. He's a good fella. He's a good guy, he's just like Winnie, but he's human, he's got a good heart, but, if he could lick his own balls, he probably would. Sorry, that was very crude and crass, and we know that, we just, from our information collected, we know Catherine, his wife, would not appreciate that kind of talk, especially on a podcast that's going to be out in the world, so we apologize, Catherine, for saying stuff like that. But thank you for listening. My name's Frank, and this has been Frankly Speaking, which is my podcast that I may or may not do through Peter and hijacking the celebration machine, which is, it's growing. It's okay. He's making a good effort, and we like to see him put his opinions online there, and he's going to be a big asset to us. An intergalactic, we'll call him a intergalactic ambassador, something like that. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say. I just wanted to introduce myself, and don't freak out. Take a big breath, relax. It's going to be cool. No, you can't ride in the spaceships, but yes, you're going to experience some pretty amazing stuff, okay? So my name is Frank. I hope you had a good time here with me today. We'll talk to you again. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now, everybody.